Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining me today. In today's video, I'm going to be going over my work planner for 2020. Now, I kind of gave a little bit of a sneak peek over on my Instagram page where I shared on my stories that I kind of combined some daily Erin Condren inserts with this sort of happy planner shell, if you will. So let me kind of take you guys back a little bit. I have tried multiple systems over the past few years for my work planner. I absolutely need a separate planner for work than from my personal life. I have tried the Erin Condren Deluxe Monthly. That did not work for me. While I love that it was basically a monthly and notes pages, it just didn't have the flexibility that I needed. I have also tried the Erin Condren Academic Planner, both undated and dated, and those also did not work for me. I just didn't have the space that I needed day to day for what I do for work. I also tried the Erin Condren Focused Planner, and I do have a video on my channel previously going over that planner, and while it worked for a short period of time, I found myself that there wasn't enough for each day. It was great that it included a notes page for each week, but I didn't always need those notes pages where they were. And the one that I was using was undated, and I knew that that just did not work for me. So when I sort of sat down and did like some brain dumping to really see what I needed for work, I knew that I needed three things. And that was, I needed a daily, I needed the flexibility to move things around, specifically notes pages, and I needed a lot of notes pages. Okay, and maybe one more thing. I needed it to be dated. Absolutely needed to be dated. I know myself well enough at this point in my planning journey that if a planner is undated, I'm gonna get lazy and give up on it, and dating it is just one extra thing that I don't want to have to deal with. So this is what I did. I decided to take the daily binder inserts from Erin Condren and punch them using the Happy Planner punch, use Happy Planner discs and a Happy Planner cover. And I know a lot of people will ask, why didn't you use rings like a Filofax or a KikiK or things like that? Well, I wanted to make this easy while using things that I already had on hand. I am an avid, I have the hobby of buying a lot of Happy Planner things and then not using them. So I actually already had the discs, the cover, the punch, all of it I already had on hand. Even the daily inserts I already had on hand. Full disclosure, those were sent to me to review, so that's why I already had those inserts. And the only thing I really needed to purchase to set this up were the additional notes pages from Erin Condren. So I wanted a system, specifically because it was for work, to be inexpensive. I didn't want to invest a lot of money and then have it be another system that didn't work for me. The next question I know that I'm gonna get is, why did I not use the Erin Condren binder? Well, the binder is massive and it cannot be folded on itself. And as you can already see, the pages tend to catch on the rings. I would have to sit in a meeting, and as you can see, it's already like taking up the entire filming space. You can't fold it on itself. It's pretty bulky, and yes, it came with the flexibility of being able to move things around, but to be quite honest, I don't have the greatest of confidence in this ring system just yet. Maybe there will be some improvements over the years, but with this being the first initial go around of these rings, I just didn't feel confident using it. The big thing though being that I can't fold it over on itself. It takes up a lot of space. So it's just not my thing. So here's what I did. Now, I did take some things out of that binder because the daily inserts, well, you can get them separately without ordering the binder, don't come with certain things. They kind of start right here. So let's dive into the planner itself. So what I took from the binder was this initial title page that also has the year at a glance for 2019 and 2020, along with this sort of like vision board area for the 12 months. And I'll probably go ahead and add some of the labels in here when I have a moment. There's just certain things that I can't share on social media, so that's why a lot of things are still not quite filled out. Another question that I've gotten is, don't the holes bother you? Absolutely not. This is purely for function, for work, and it's not about looking pretty and perfect and Instagram worthy. I just really wanted something that worked for me and the holes don't bother me. If they do bother you, you can always cover them up with sticker paper or washi tape, things like that. Again, I wasn't looking for something that was going to be absolutely perfect. Another reason why I went with this and not the actual Happy Planner is the quality of the Erin Condren paper. It really is like no other on the market as far as planners. The paper is thick enough that I don't have any issues with taking pages in and out of these discs. Now, discs are not my preferred option for planning, but again, it's what I had on hand and I wanted to try it out and see if it would work for me. Another thing I did want to answer was, well, where do you punch the Erin Condren sheets on here? Because if you notice, Happy Planner paper and Erin Condren paper are not the same exact size. Let me try to get this in frame. They are definitely a lot taller, and there's already guides on the Happy Planner punch, but it's meant for Happy Planner paper. So what I went ahead and did is I just tested out on a piece of the Erin Condren note paper or a page of one of the Erin Condren notebooks that I was no longer using, and I just kind of found the spot that works for me to make it as even as possible so that there was an even amount of spacing here and here. And what I went ahead and did is I just marked, let me see if I can get this to focus. This is exactly where I need it, and it's right there at the right hand side of the H in the Happy Planner. So I just took a Sharpie marker and marked it right there so that when I had additional pages to punch, I knew exactly where I needed to line my paper up. Now, I will say this too, because the Erin Condren paper is thicker, you can actually only fit about 3 pages inside this punch. It is very, very thin. There's not a lot of room in there, but Happy Planner paper is thinner, so you can fit more Happy Planner pages in here than you can the Erin Condren pages. So that's what I had to do. So so far that is my setup. I added those parts from the binder, and then we go in. I only added January, February, and March from the inserts. You can order them by the quarter without the binder from Erin Condren. So the first section obviously has a nice little monthly view. You don't get a notes page initially because this is how the binder inserts start. They start at this page right here. So you do get the dashboard page, and I have blocked some things out with black Post-its just because there are some things in here that I can't really share, but and just to, you know, not get myself in trouble, I've blocked them out. But this is how I will be using the dashboard page. These are just like some big things that I need to get done throughout the month of January at work. And then I decided to use this section for training. Typically training is done by birth month, but there are some trainings that kind of fall outside of that cycle, and I thought I'd put them here as a nice little reminder. Now, I haven't exactly decided how to use this page or this bottom part, but I have been brainstorming some ideas, but just initially jumping in for the month of January, I'm just gonna leave them blank and not really stress about it. So here on the month view, it's just a nice overview of the entire month where we have meetings, where we have certain trainings, when time cards are due, when payday is, things like that. Other events, as you can see, again, I have some things blacked out. After the monthly view, and again, I don't know if you can tell, there's really no issues with turning this thicker paper on the discs at all. And I do have the metallic discs from Happy Planner, not the plastic discs. I am not a fan of the plastic ones at all. So this is basically how I'm using the daily page. I feel like I have more room than ever to scribble down all of the things. This was my first day back at work after the New Year's holidays, so my to-do list was long. I did have an additional Post-it here with some other things, but I took that off just for, you know, privacy purposes. I just kind of line up my schedule here. Yeah, it's just very, very straightforward. I have zero intentions on using any stickers or washi tape in here. It's just not really my thing. So here's another day, and I do use blue ink in this planner, and there is a reason behind that. I do work with the military. They typically default to black ink. Blue ink ensures that my pen isn't going to get stolen for the most part. A black pen is not safe on my desk. It will grow legs and walk away. Simple as that. So I just stick to a blue pen. It's what works. Again, this isn't for show, for anything. It's strictly for work. So if one day I'm writing in blue and in black, it is not the end of the world. So right here I do have one of the Happy Planner bookmark dashboard type pages. It's kind of a wider one. I really like it. I wanted to use this holiday dates sheet right here. Now this actually comes from the Erin Condren perpetual calendar. It's actually one of the last sheets in the back, and I just tore it out and added some stickers to attach it here. I do like it because it doesn't say the actual day that the holiday falls on, but it does tell me what holidays are during that month, which is important for me as someone who reviews and approves time cards for people. So I kind of need to know these things. So I just decided to attach it to here. That way it's always with me. And again, this works great on the disc because it's meant for Happy Planner. So, and that is it. I don't really have a plan for the weekend pages. This just may turn into some notes pages, and then it just starts all over again there. So those are the pages for January through March. And then what I did was I removed the notes page from the planner that was in the Erin Condren binder so that I could have the tab here. So I just punched it and added it. I ordered a set of notes pages from Erin Condren. Now you can order those separately as well, which makes this whole setup nice and easy. But I love having notes pages that I can move around for several reasons. And the big thing obviously is being able to take it out and move it. And when I have a meeting, like say I have one every Tuesday, I can go to Tuesday here, pop it in, and I will have the meeting right on that day and not worry about, oh, where's the notes from that specific day? I know we had a meeting on that day and things like that. When I get to a pay period where I need to go over who has time cards finished, who has an error with their time card, I can just pop in a notes page here and have that list with me with the corresponding day that the time cards were due. So that's why I need flexible notes pages. It just works for me and what I do for a living. Now, because the Erin Condren paper is fairly thick, I was actually only able to add about half of the notes pages, so I still have quite a bit that I can add towards the end, but I really don't need to worry about it. There's plenty in there. And this is how it looks when you order it because it is made for the Erin Condren binder. And again, those holes that are there already don't have any effect on where the disc punch is punched. Some of them punch kind of close to the hole, but again, with the gray Erin Condren paper, you don't have to worry about the paper tearing if you take pages in and out, which is fantastic. So, and again, if that bothers you, you can always cover the sheet with some sort of sticker paper or something, but I think over time that'll bother some because it makes the paper even thicker and it just would sit weird. For me, I just know that that's not gonna work for me. Another thing I added from the Erin Condren binder was this contacts sheet. Again, I like it because it has the tab right there. And then I was able to add in this year at a glance because it starts at the other side of that contacts page there. And now I have the 2021 year at a glance with me as well, which is phenomenal for future planning. I also added the folder that came in the back of the binder. Now, for some reason, when they sell the planner in the binder comes with the coil punches. Now, that kind of bugs. That's a lot of holes right there, but so far it hasn't really compromised the folder itself. But again, I'm only a couple weeks into using this system, but I definitely wanted a folder. Now, I haven't added any sort of sticky pockets or anything like that because I haven't really felt a need to add them. But yeah, that is all of it. I really like it. It fits well in the Happy Planner cover. You don't have to worry about your tabs sticking out. You can see right there, there's plenty of space to keep it covered. I can add a pen loop if I want to. I think I actually grabbed one out of my craft closet and just haven't attached it yet. But this has definitely got me excited to use this for work. And of course, my favorite thing is that I can be on any day in this planner and folded on itself very, very easily without any issues, which is exactly what I need when I'm in a meeting or at my desk and don't need a planner to take up the entire surface of where I'm trying to work. And the great thing about this is when I'm done with my older inserts is that I can take them out and simply add in the next quarter without any issues at all. If you have any questions about any of the items that I mentioned, please be sure to ask down below in the comments. I will try to link everything that I mentioned. You can find the discs and the covers at Michael's. That's where I got mine. And pretty much you can find any Happy Planner accessories over on their website, and of course the Erin Condren inserts on the erincondren.com website, and I will link those as well. If you are new to my channel, thank you so much for joining me today. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and hit the notification bell so that you know when my videos go up. I do post videos every single week. If you liked this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.